Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me today. Got the D-Man here, and today's topic is going to be looks versus game versus personality. Okay, the reason I'm talking about this today is because somebody posted something somewhere on a site I'm on, our group. I can't say which group because it's all confidential, but to me it's utter BS. But maybe he doesn't mean what he says. I mean, in the way that I took it. Sometimes when a person makes a post, it's not really the intention he had in mind when he wrote the words. So I understand that. So I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt there. But the way I read this is, he talks about his looks have gotten him girls, and that personality doesn't mean anything if you don't have the look. Now, in the first part, it sounds like he's talking about his appearance, which I think he probably is. But then in the last part, where he talks about having the look, that could very well mean how he dresses, how he presents himself, his attitude, his personality. But he straight out says that personality doesn't mean anything. And I don't like that message because it tells people that are maybe challenged in the looks department that they don't have a chance, or not much of a chance. And that is bullcrap. Because I have seen guys, I'm 60 years old, okay? I have seen guys that were challenged in the looks department, and they were with some beautiful girls. I mean, one night stands, long-term relationships. So what did these guys have? Okay, they didn't have the look either. Although now, as far as the look goes, the guy who taught, I give credit there, the guy who taught me how to be with women, or how women are, how to be a player, or however you want to call it, how to game. Okay, he wasn't that good looking, but he had the look. He actually was kind of fat, was kind of balding, but yet he had a Corvette. But the way he dressed and carried himself and his attitude, but see, it goes back to his attitude and his personality. He carried himself in a way that projected that he was somebody. Okay, so that still comes back to your attitude and your personality. I'm telling you, the reason I strongly disagree with that personality doesn't mean anything and that looks will get you the girls is because if you're good looking and you meet a girl, she may be attracted to you, but if you open your mouth and you don't have something to say, or you don't have game, she doesn't want anything to do with you. She is not going to be with you just for looks. Now, a man will be with a woman if she's a dingbat, if she's beautiful. But men and women think completely different. Women have a little more character in that department. The guy has to have a personality. I'm not saying there aren't women out there who would sleep with a man just because he was good looking. But in general, the man has to have more than just his looks. Women are more attracted to a personality. Women fall in love through their ears. Men fall in love through their eyes. A man will see a good-looking woman and he'll think, oh man, I want to marry her. I mean, that's extreme, but you get the point. Okay, a woman will see a man and she'll think he's attractive, but she's going to want to talk to him and see what he's got under the hood. See what kind of a man he is. Does he have any inner strength? That's why these women are always testing men. They want to find out what's under the hood. Men, on the other hand, want to find out what's in their pants, more or less. I mean, we're kind of crude. That's just the way men are. I mean, as you get older and you mature and you've been with a few women, you start looking for something more than just looks, although looks are important. For example, I was talking to a girl online the other day. On a scale of 1 to 10, which is what men use, and I use it too, she was about a 6 or a 7. She was cute, but she wasn't as fine as I usually go for the 8s or 10s. 10s are a handful because usually they get so much validation that they can be a lot of work, okay? Unless you find a unicorn, which I guess there's a few out there. No, I know there is, okay? They're there. The world's a big place, right? But the point I'm making is I was kind of vetting her for, she was good looking enough, but sometimes when you take the girls that are a little, how do I say, not as beautiful as some of the other ones, when you get to know them, you find their personality makes them more beautiful. Puts them up there about an 8 or a 9. Okay, so, but I talked to this girl and I asked her, I was just talking to her online, so I told her I sent her a video saying something to her, and I said, send me a video like this so I can understand or get an idea of your personality. So she told me she was going to do it later. Okay, well then later on that night, she said, I'll do it tomorrow when I look better. Well, right there, that's a strike against her because she didn't do what she said she was going to do. I just said, great. Okay, and then she sent me another message back later and said, how's your day or something like that. And I said, good. Okay, so I'm withdrawing my attention from her, right? I'm trying to find out if she is worth my time to go meet, okay, because she lives in another country. There's no sense in talking to girls on messaging or whatever when they live somewhere else where you have to travel to see them or they have to travel to see you. You need to get to the point, find out what they're like, and that's the way you do it. I asked them to send me a video. I'll send them one, you send me one, or ask them to send one first. Okay, if they don't do it, either their interest is not high enough or they don't want to comply, and you're talking to a girl that is going to be difficult to deal with. All right, she either complies or you say goodbye. I like that saying, it's good. So if she contacts me today, I don't know, I may talk to her, I may not. But my interest level dropped from it wasn't that high to begin with, because as I said, she wasn't as pretty as what I like to go out with. I usually like to go out with at least an 8. Okay, but I was giving her the chance, right? Because maybe her personality would work. But see, she didn't do what she said she was going to do. She was supposed to send it that night. She didn't. She said she would send it yesterday. She didn't. So I'm not asking her for it. I'm just not going to talk to her. I won't say anything. So there you go, right there, personality. Even with men, and as I said, when you get older, it becomes more important. I don't chase girls, okay? I have, doesn't work. I'm not saying I never have. I've made more mistakes than most people, okay? And if you're 30, I've made all the mistakes you've made, some of them that you're going to make, all right? Some of them over and over again, but I learned from them after repeated humiliations. But when you say that, if I came to you and I said, you know what, my looks have gotten me girls, personality doesn't mean anything. To me, that's a lie. I couldn't tell you that. I've always been considered, people have told me that I was good looking. Okay, that does get your foot in the door. But there have been times when my game was not on point, where I got my foot in the door and I just blew it. Because I was a little nervous, or I wasn't confident, or I was feeling insecure, or something like that. I'm telling you what, if you don't have that inner strength, that attitude like, hey, I'm the prize, I'm here, you should be fortunate, I'm talking to you, sometimes even in an arrogant way. It's better to be arrogant and even be accused of being arrogant or cocky than to be apprehensive or insecure. My boxing coach used to tell me, because I suffered from insecurity like a lot of us do a long time ago. And it'll come and go depending on where you're at in your life. You have to deal with that. Okay, he would always tell me, he said, you need to be cockier in the ring. You need to be, I was too tentative. I needed to be more arrogant, cockier. And I learned to be that. He told me that for months, maybe years, before I finally understood what he was talking about. Better to be cocky and arrogant than to be timid and shy and feel like you're nothing. Better to go in that ring feeling like you are the best, that you are the man, that you're going to kick some butt. Okay? Same as with a girl. Better to go up there thinking that you are the prize, that you're it, man. She's lucky you're talking to her. Than to go up there with, well, I wonder if she'll like me. I wonder if she'll want to go out with me. I hope I'm good enough for her. That's not going to get you anywhere. She's going to feel that. She's going to sense that. She's going to look at you as a weak man, and she's not going to want anything to do with you. Unless she wants to take you for a ride, maybe get you to take her to eat, or use you as an Uber, or some of those things that girls do today, okay? It was not common in my time, in my younger days, but they do some things like that now. Or get you to buy her gifts or whatever. Just give her some free attention. No free attention, remember that. Okay. But look, if you don't think you're that good looking, start looking in the mirror and tell yourself how good looking you are, and you will become that. You know, it really doesn't matter what you look like. It's what you feel like you are is what people really pick up on. That's what they really pick up on. It's your aura. It's your sense of being on the inside. Very important. So once again, looks, they'll get your foot in the door. That's about all they'll do. If you don't have a game, you'll sink as soon as you get your foot in the door. All right? I hope this has been of help to you. If you would like to get my help personally, you can contact me at marksinspirationalguidance@gmail.com. Smash that like button and subscribe, and I will talk to you tomorrow.